Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel of our Unheralded Dynasty. Wrapped up season 1. We just simulated through the whole season, but we focused a lot on recruiting, getting the right guys in for our Unheralded Dynasty. Season 2 is going to be similar. We'll probably play a few more games and dive into some more games. It won't be full-blown, play every game yet. I think that will be reserved for season 3 when we have a lot of our guys in, and they'll be developed after the redshirt year. So first thing I want to do in this episode, take a look at our recruiting ranking. I think I said I wanted to be kind of in the top 50, top 40. Georgia took over the top spot since the last time we looked, but a lot of the teams you expect to be up here. Kentucky kind of used their good season to recruit well. Notre Dame had a really bad season, but they still recruited well. Oklahoma didn't do well, but they still recruited well. But a lot of, again, some of those bigger schools in the top 25. I think we were hovering around mid-20s, upper 20s the last time we checked. And looks like hey, there we go, 48th in the nation. We had 29 3-stars, 4 2-stars, and 2 1-stars. Moving forward, I'm not sure if that's going to be the split. We're also going to kind of temper how many guys we bring in, I believe, after season 2. Because I think the first 2 seasons, we really want to get our guys in here. And then after that, we're going to be paying attention to, how many guys do we actually have to replace. 15 are leaving. We're not going to bring in 35. But solid recruiting class. Let's check and see how it did in our conference. So going against some of the big schools here, LSU, Texas, going to be tough to beat. Texas Tech, even Houston. But we come in 5th in the conference. And that's honestly kind of what you would expect. Tulane's not far behind. Texas State, our main rival, they got 20 guys. They got 18 3-stars. Took a few of the guys from us, including, I know Redunes was on our board for a while. I know the receiver Valos was there, and Spalding as well. So it's going to be fun to kind of recruit against Texas State moving forward. All right, so a solid recruiting class coming into our first year here. Let's check out the guys we brought in and go through position changes here. So again, if you don't know this, took me a while to figure this out, and I think a lot of people miss this, but to find your athletes, you have to sort by position here on the first page. There is nothing on the tab when you hit the right trigger button. It frustrated me for a while to not be able to find them, but being the avid recruiter I am, I figured it out. So first recruit here, we got Ron Hillassi. Good speed, acceleration's a little bit slow, change of direction good. Best at D-end, linebacker type, but we could use him at safety. Let's see. 56 though. But 6'1", 210, speed rusher off the edge. I don't hate that. So it looks like speed rusher is going to be his best. Outside linebacker, we can't move him quite yet. But for now, I think we're going to put him at right end. He's got good speed, 85 speed. We'll see how he develops there. Next, we got Rashad Wake. He was a center athlete, 59 overall. Got good speed, acceleration, really good strength. I prefer to maybe keep him on the offensive line, but we'll see what we get. We brought in 3 D tackles, I believe. So we don't necessarily need him there. At 6 feet, 298, it's got to be D tackle, I think, or guard. And again, we brought in some really good D tackles, I believe 3 of them. Yeah, so we signed 3 D tackles. One is a JUCO guy. Wouldn't maybe hurt to have another D tackle, but we only brought in 2 guards. I think we're going to put him at guard. I like to have the guys that can really pull, have some speed, have some acceleration. So we're going to put him at guard. Next, we got Forrest Newcomb, a 2-star, 88 speed. I like that, 84 excel. Could maybe be a slot corner, but we brought in quite a few slot corners already. 6 feet, 232. Again, speed rusher, not the worst idea for him, but I think I do like the idea of having him at strong safety with that 88 speed. It's not necessarily elite, but I think that's enough to be a solid zone, strong safety for us. Next, we got Clay Sparks. He was a 3-star, middle linebacker, run-stopping athlete. He's got good size at 6'1", 238. Good speed, good acceleration. Maybe another safety / corner. Yeah, here we go. I think he's more free safety. We didn't get any safeties in, so let's move him to free safety for now. We'll see what the other athletes offer. Carson Tapp, power rusher. They usually stay at the end, and I think we'll keep him there. 6'4", 256, really good size. We'll get him at left end. 2 more left. We got Ty Wilkins. This guy is a burner at 95 speed. 6'5", 201. Got great speed and acceleration. Could be a really good corner for us. Hybrid safety. Vertical threat tight end. Pass coverage middle linebacker. That's interesting. At 65 overall. I mean, we brought in quite a few wide receivers. I don't know if we need him there. I would like to get more speed on defense. I'm tempted to get him at middle linebacker. But we've got to be able to get somebody in that can run. Actually, I think strong safety. Let's put him at strong safety. He'll be a hybrid. And then last we got Manuel Madden, another center. Agile athlete, 6 feet, 291. Again, good speed, acceleration. Would love to keep him as a guard or fullback. Not bad, but we got one fullback, and I don't know if I want to carry two. D tackle could work. Blocking tight end, right end speed rusher. I think it is guard. Yeah, I think we'll get him at left guard. All right, that's it for athletes, I believe. Yep. First thing I want to do is change my kicker and punter because I always forget to do this. But I want my kicker to move to punter and my punter to move to kicker. You can see my punter just has a bigger leg, so 84 kick power. We'll get him to be our kicker. We kick more field goals than we punt, so we'll do that. Okay, then beyond that, we got Rourke starting here. Lawrence may push him. We'll see how these guys develop here after training results. But again, Jolly, not out of the question, I think, to get some playing time. We'll see what these guys have left. I think both O'Rourke and Lawrence are normal development. Let me just check the roster quick here. Yeah, so all of our QBs are normal development. And it looks like Scherer has the least amount of caps at 20. So we'll see if Scherer can take the starting spot. These guys may not progress much, and maybe it is Jolly pushing. I mean, O'Rourke is pretty good at 74, but we'll see if Lawrence can jump up there. I'd like to redshirt Jolly, I think, if I'm honest. And then Amerson will get a redshirt as well. Nobody really here that I think can play different positions, so we'll move on. Abraham Bickerstaff going to hold it down. Both star development guys. Tull, he'll be up there as well. And I think we'll redshirt Boone, Chukwu, and Sun. And hopefully Schillinger can jump up there. So we got a good backfield kind of set for the years to come. And I think Bickerstaff and Abraham, give Chukwu, Boone, Sun 2 years to develop. I think we're going to be pretty good at the running back position. Campagnaro, we redshirted him. He's got elite development as a fullback. It'll be exciting to have him, even though fullbacks aren't fully utilized in every formation. But for some reason, I got a soft spot in my heart for fullbacks. Wide receiver, Fleming. He's going to be our number one for a while, I think. Kiernan, not bad. Minor, a deep threat. Not top end speed, but acceleration's pretty good. Same with Chosen. Smith is going to be a route runner. Charbonnet, maybe he pushes. We'll see what Smith does. I'm guessing Smith is tapped out as a redshirt senior, maybe even Chosen. So maybe Charbonnet gets some playing time here. We'll see. Toner and Milburn could get redshirted, although tempting to put Milburn in right away with that 97 speed as well. Tinker, Caval, and Bradbury may all be cut. And to be honest, Smith might be cut as well as Chosen. We'll have to make that decision later. Tight end wise, Alonzo. Solid blocking tight end. Markowitz. Depending how Markowitz develops, looks like maybe Folk. It looks like any of these guys could maybe play. I lean towards maybe Rossi. He's got great speed for a possession tight end. Babcock, we may develop on the line a little bit to get him going. Yeast and Cheek may be cut. We didn't bring in any left tackles. We may move a right tackle over there. Flat Eifert, Lutris. Let's see. Let's put Eifert at left. Okay, so now he's going to be redshirt. Winner behind these guys. Left guard, we got DeLuca, and then we put Matt in there as well. Did we put anybody at right guard? Wake and Forwarda. Okay. Yeah, so these guys will be here. We'll see how Ollie and Office develop. Maybe even Baselli. Baselli, could we get him to left tackle? He turns into a power. Let's do that. Since he's probably not going to start. Hirth, I guess Hirth he could overtake Hirth, but I like him at left tackle. He turns into a power. He's not a pass protector anymore, although he's still only got 79 strength. But his tendency maybe opens him up to get better there. Left guard will go to 82. Center at 77. Pilgrim, Colombo. Okay, so we're kind of equal across the board. Maybe Kearns gets cut. Fernand, we may need him though. We'll make that decision as we get closer. Right guard for Werda. Right tackle. So I think we're good balance-wise. Sisk, I believe, is a star development guy. I don't know that I want him as a left end though with that, left end with that speed. He's going to be a much better run stopper. So I'm going to move him to D tackle. I'm going to see if we can get somebody else over to right end or left end with speed. Nope, no, nobody. How I mean, we still have speed at the DN position. We had 2 really good guys last year. So, maybe Tap. These guys with no speed, they may just be cut here. Cookus, I don't think, has the speed to play right end. And then we'll put Tap to right end here. Turns into a speed rusher instead of a power rusher. Not sure what that does, but we'll find out. And Halassi is here. We'll keep him there as well. D-tackle, we got a ton now with Sisk and Coppin and Vasquez, all the same, and even Smoot. But can Vasquez move to left end? Yes, look at that. Perfect. Is Small somebody that can go to left end? The same. I think we keep him there for now. I'm just looking for somebody with more speed that could go over there. Because right now at left, that's so we could move Vasquez over there. That's big. That makes our defense look much better. I like that. Okay. Outside linebacker, we're kind of struggling here. Just low 70s, mid 70s. The speed really isn't there. I know Hui is a run stopper, which is nice. Dillard is going to be the guy that really flies around. Jasmine would be nice if he could play this year, but we'll see if Reynoso can develop. Maybe we drop a strong safety or one of the safeties down here as well. But we really don't have anybody that can head over there and make a big jump in overall. Maybe Fabian, let's see. Yeah, run stopper 75 over there. Let's do that. So now Fabian's a run stopper. He's got good speed. We've got Hui. He's just a normal development, but I think he has one more year of growth in him. Plus, we're going to be doing some development stuff, I think, in the next coming season. Kind of focusing on incremental development. I think that's a big thing in sports and how you train people is just focus on incremental development. I don't think this game does a good job of that. And so I want to incorporate a lot of kind of weekly progress, right? And just kind of show, okay, in this week, let's say Vilvario Dillard really working on his strength or his change of direction. And in 1 week, he brought it up 0.1% or 0.2 instead of 1 whole point. We kind of see the incremental improvement. So I think we're going to focus on that in season 2 as we develop these guys and show you, week to week what they're working on, what they're developing. Cornerback, we lost 2 really good ones in Rogers and Khan. So hopefully Villain has got some growth in him, although he's just a normal development guy. A lot of normal development on this roster. So it's looking like Mario has to start. Keenan, Manny, they're all going to be asked to get some significant playing time. Tuttle redshirt for sure. Hopefully Boone can develop, get into the low 70s, mid 70s. Same with Paredes. Those 2 guys have to develop. Paredes being a man-to-man guy with 84 speed. Not sure that's going to happen. We're going to rely on a lot of freshmen here, which I did not expect, unless we've got some safeties. Let's check. Gatson came in as a transfer. Yeah, 76 slot corner. He's going there for sure. That really helps out. Let's see, can we find somebody else? Newell. What does he have at corner? 76 man-to-man. Right now that's better than not getting it. And then Gooch. What does he do? 61 zone. Maybe he has potential to jump at corner more than here. He's a zone guy. Let's check strong safety here. Wilkins coming in. Yeah, 95 speed. I forgot about that. Newcomb. Yeah, Jose. Kelly's got to be here. I think we solidified it here with Newell and Gatson, and I hope they can develop. And then Villain behind him, hopefully can develop as well. Then maybe we can redshirt some of these guys and not demand that they play freshman year. Not that they couldn't handle it, but I'd rather have them develop. And then we need Boone to take a big jump. Maybe even Quintero here at 85 speed. Nah, he won't. How about Greg? No. We'll check Sizer. 78 zone. I like that. From having minimal depth at corner, we just added 2 seniors and a junior to really solidify this. I know Sizer has 84 speed, but you play a lot of zone. He's got platinum knockout, house call, and bouncer. So I think he'll be able to get in the right position. And we probably won't ask him too much to play man-to-man. So I feel good about that. That way Cabral, Trueblood, Machado can all get redshirted. Maybe Cabral plays, but then we'll cut Boone and Paredes, it looks like, depending on how they develop. We didn't lose anything in free safety room. We used guys that were down on the depth chart. We got Greg and Quintero here, which I feel good about. The speed necessarily isn't there. Santos, could he move over? Ooh. He's a 71 slot. Santos is tempting here. We could move him to corner, but I think I want him at safety just for speed. He's got to really jump, though. If he goes to corner, he's at 71. All right, let's move him to corner. So we moved, and now he's a 70. Oh no, that's Greg. Gotta let it catch up. Santos. 71 corner. I mean, it's his best position. Let's get him there. Quintero will probably get the start depending on development. I don't know if Greg is fast enough. He's a run support guy, as is Quintero, but speed-wise, I don't know. Maybe Sparks gets a run at this 89 speed, or maybe Gooch develops enough. We'll see. And then our strong safety room, actually, we may move Greg to strong safety because we do a lot of 3-3-5 and 4-2-5, and we need 2 strong safeties. Yeah, let's do that. That way Quintero will be the one playing here and Gooch behind him. All right, so we're solid there. Jose and Stokes may be cut. Let's see, we've fixed our kicker, our punter. All right, we're good to go position changes wise. Let's move on. All right, we've got 10 points. Trying to decide if I want to jump into motivator now. You know, QB's drafted in the first round, saying hot through chords. I don't think I'm going to get there quite yet. I know the offseason training boost would be great, but I think in order to win games, we got to get in tactician here. So we'll get 10 into running backs and really help those guys out. We got the O-line going. We got our wide receivers blocking and tight ends, and then our running backs can really benefit from that. All right, our coach is set. Let's move on. Everything is set for this week. Let's move on to training results. All right, moment of truth. Let's see who developed here in our first year, and we didn't incorporate any of the development things I want to do come season 2 here. But O'Rourke looks like he stays the same. Singh made a big jump. He's got the field general gold, it looks like, which I like. Scherer maybe moves up a little bit. Lawrence and Boodle. So we'll probably cut 2 or 3 of these guys. You know, O'Rourke's not outside of getting cut. I like Singh and Scherer. Running back Bickerstaff and Abraham both get to 82 as redshirt juniors. That's great. You know, Toll was a 74. He goes up 1. But Bickerstaff made quite a jump. He was at 77. He went to 82, so that's up 5. Abraham was at 79. He only goes up 3. Schillinger, he was at 60, so he jumped 8. Campagnaro, I believe, was 79 overall. Yep, so he went up 3. Fleming at wide receiver, he did not move up at all. That is disappointing. He was 78 last year. Kiernan went up 1. Tinker jumped up 10. He was at 66 last year. Okay, that's great to see. Again, a deep threat guy. Not the top end speed we want to see, but his acceleration's up there. Minor, he did not move up. He stayed the same. Chosen, he stayed the same. Caval, I think, moved up quite a bit. He was at 63. He went up 10. Kenyon Smith, I'm guessing, was maxed out. Yep. Bradbury, he was at 53. He moved to 59. Tight end wise, Alonzo, he did not move up. Cheek jumped up 10. He was at 59. Markowitz, he did not move up. And Yeast did not change at all. All right, tackle wise, Baselli moves up to 80. He was a left guard last year. He was a 78 overall, so he went up 2 with a position move. Costanzo was 72. He went up 8. Liggins was 75. He went up 3. And Bias was at 73. He went up 3 as well. Left guard, Hurst, he went up 3. Ollie went up 4. And Office went up 4 as well. So some good improvement by our O-line so far. At center, Sweet, he jumped up 3. Orlando jumped up 4. So these guys are kind of neck and neck. We'll probably go with the guy who's the strongest, which is Sweet. We'll maybe take a look at run blocking as we set the depth chart later. Right guard, Pilgrim, he was at 73. He went up 4. Colombo was at 72. He went up 4. And then Pope was at 58. He went up 11. He's at 69. So I think those 1 and 2 star guys, after a redshirt year, we're seeing them take a jump of 10, which gets them, you know, to mid 60s, 70, which isn't great, but with our boost, you know, Pope is at 73. You know, that's enough for me to feel confident putting him in if needed. Right tackle, we got Mendoza. He went up 4. Kearns went up 3. Fernandez jumped up 5. And Franco jumped up 14. He was at 51. He's got 29 caps. I'm guessing he kind of hit his limit here. But we'll keep moving. Vasquez was at 77. He's now at 83, so he jumped up 5. 6. He jumped up 6. Santiago, he was at 71. He jumped up 6. And Clinton was at 70. He jumped to 73. Right end, we got Robinson. He was at 83. He went up 2. Roby was at 72. He jumped up 4. Son was at 71. He went up 2. And Toomer was at 62. He jumped up 5. For the D tackles, Sisk. He was a right end. He was at 76. He went to 83. So he went up 7 with that position move. Coppin, he was at 80. He went up 2. Smoot was 73. He stays the same. I'm guessing these last 4 guys made big jumps. Fumagalli was at 55. He went to 69, so he jumped 14. Mateo was at 54. He jumped to 66. Chick was 52. He went to 65. And then Copper was at 50. He went to 57. Left outside linebacker, Fabian. I think we moved him from the middle. He was at 69. He jumped to 77. So he went up 8 with that position move. Ray Nelson, we were hoping he would make a jump. He was at 68. He jumped to 74. And then Carry-On was at 69. He jumped to 75. So he moved up 6. Middle linebacker, we need these guys to jump. And it looks like they may have. Hui was at 72. He went to 76. So a good jump of 4. Brink was at 67. He stayed the same. So Hui will hold it down the middle. We may rotate somebody else in there if needed. Right outside linebacker, Dillard. He was at 81. He moved to 84. Price was 61. He jumped to 72. And then Millard was 53. He jumped to 64. So not the speed we necessarily want at the right outside linebacker position. We may move these guys to D end over time. We'll see what we need. Cornerback position. We moved a lot of guys here. We needed a lot of guys to develop. Let's see what we get. Santos moved to 80. He was a strong safety. He was at 70. He jumped to 80. That's what we needed from him. Sizer. He was a free safety. He was at 79. He stayed at 79. So he's maxed out, but still gives us a solid option at the cornerback position. Newell was a free safety. He was at 74. He jumped to 78. I can't remember what these guys moved to, though, now that I'm thinking about it, when we switched them. I know they all improved at cornerback, but regardless, they improved from where they were last year. The Lane was a corner. He was at 72. He stayed at 72. That's what I was afraid of, which is a good thing we moved these guys here. Paredes and Boone, we needed to jump. Paredes was at 52. He went to 68. So a 16-point jump. And then Doug Boone, he was at 55. He jumped to 68. A 13-point jump. So from what looked like was going to be catastrophic, having to have freshmen start, we kind of solidified the cornerback position. And I feel good about it. Even like Paredes and Boone, I'd feel fine if they had to play. And Sizer being 84 speed, but a zone guy, I got no issue with that. He's got 99 change of direction, as does Newell. So I'm glad we moved all these guys here. Free safety, Quintero, 77 last year, 82. He jumps up 5. And then Gooch, we needed to make a big jump. He was at 62. He's at 77. So he jumps up 15, which is huge because to get more speed on, I wouldn't have any issue putting Gooch in over Quintero if I felt like we needed speed. Strong safety, Kasim Gregg. I think he might have been a free safety last year. Yeah, he was 77. He's now 84, so jump of 7. Kelly was a starter last year. As redshirt senior, I don't know that he jumped a lot. Let's double check. He was 74 last year, so 77. So he went up 3. And then we needed Jose and Stokes to make big jumps. Stokes was 52 last year. He went up to 64. Stokes was 52 last year. He jumped to 60, so up 8. And then Jose was 53 overall, so he jumped up 11. Bortles, we moved a kicker. Looks like his kick power did not go up at all. He was a punter last year. He was at 66 overall. He's now 73, so I don't know if that's just the awareness that jumped up, but I don't think his kick power moved. Silva, his kick power went up, I think, quite a bit. He was our kicker last year, 68 overall, so he went up 2, but I feel like he gained quite a bit of kick power. So I think his accuracy was higher than his kick power last year. So that's a quick look at training results. Had some good jumps by freshmen we needed. Position changes really helped us. And if you look at our roster here, a lot of mid-80s guys here. Last year was all defense. It looks like the top 4 or 5 are defense. We get, an offensive guy in here and then back to defense. But we're looking better. Last year we went 5-7. Hopefully we can flip that to 7-5, 8-4, something like that. But we'll have to wait and see until we get on the field. All right, that is going to wrap up this episode on our position changes and training results. I think a lot of guys are finding their stride in our system. And as Coach O'Connell always says, we don't just develop football players here. We develop people who excel at football. And I think today's results showed that philosophy in action. So join us next time as our Unheralded Dynasty continues to grow, one development win at a time. And until then, keep gaming, keep growing, and keep celebrating those obscure victories. Game on.